10th leg of the Longines Global Champions Tour in the stunning setting of Monte Carlo, Monaco. As the temperatures soared across Europe, the world's best breezed in with those sea breezes of Port Hercule for this sensational event that sees them under lights at night with royalty, glamour, style all coming together in this one spot. The overall championship race for the Longines Global Champions Tour would see Peter de Vos still at the top of it. He not with us this week, but few could make an impact on the overall lineup. Ben Mayer in there would make it through into the Grand Prix, could gain some valuable points here, and a few others further down, like Marcus Enning, could certainly start to change things a little in that. But Peter de Vos looking good at the top. The first round of the Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. Ben Mayer first to go with F1 USA. Just a 9-year-old, untested at this Grand Prix level, would see just one fence down for the British rider.
It's a score of 10, there's time faults in there. Probably this was the toughest Grand Prix for him to start in.
Twice winner this season, Martin Fuchs. Winner in Qashqai at the previous stage. Would all love to see the return of Clooney, this fabulous grey. Wasn't to be though today.
But this is a brilliant... No! Hind leg fault. Ooh, the look of Luigi Ballieri.
Paul Esterman, the Swiss rider, would follow on next. His first appearance of the season, close finish in a Grand Prix last week, would see the 13-year-old Lord Pepsi fizzy and bubbling to produce the first of the clears.
And he's not going to make it, Steve. He is out in 65.51.
Yes, he is. He's one time fault, and that will prevent him going through. Clear round number 2 would come from France, from Julien Epéard and his Doha winning combination. The 11-year-old rocket, usual suspect Doge, would put them into the jump-off and have the others quaking in their boots. Shane Breen, the previous winner of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix here in Monaco, would be giving it absolutely everything on Ipswich van der Borsaka. A careful round, but too careful, and agonising time faults will keep them out of the jump-off. It's a no-go. Bassem Mohamed with Gunda have been stepping back up the ranks over the previous weeks. Another previous Doha Grand Prix winner and winner here in Monaco would feel more assured on home ground and jump a brilliant clear to put them into the jump-off. From the first round, all the clears only would advance into that jump-off. This is over the shortened course. This is where the battle really takes place to lift the trophy. Well, for all of you watching, sit back and enjoy, because we're going to bring you 10 of the best. And we are going to see a starting combination of Paul Esterman of Switzerland. Swiss rider Yannick Springer in there, as is Martin Fuchs. Loyalties to be a little torn with fiancé Henrik von Eckermann to go later on. But the man who finished 4th in the recent Lausanne Grand Prix to start things off.
Look at the gallop of this horse. Look at his step. First line will tell us a lot. Eight. Wow, what a flyer.
Oof, handbrake turn.
A bit of a fighting 5 into the combination. Keep it tight around here, Paul.
Brings them round to the last. The turn to the Palace was one he was really going to chance there, and it just cost him. Finishes on the 4. 35.43 for Paul Esterman as he starts off, but I think time-wise that gives us a good indication, because that was very fast.
Exactly, the horse has got a huge step coming from first fence to second fence in the Oxer, in the jump off from the double Oxer to Oxer, then from the Palace to Global Champions Tour. Need some gallop, and played in favor of Esteban. However, the Royal Palace did it for him. 4 faults there.
Disappointment on his face, gave it a very brave effort. Shake of the head, had the pace. Now this is a man who's always got pace in his locker. Winner in Doha this year, Julien Epéard, usual suspect. Former Paris Grand Prix winner on the Monaco Aces with Marlon Zanatelli, who watches there. Henrik von Eckermann getting a good view. This is one they're going to want to watch.
8. They're all going to come on 8. Drifts a little bit, as you can see. Beautiful camera work there. Superb into the double combination. Now mind the rollback. Makes it a little bit wider. Also drifting. 8 strides, one less than Esteban. Whoa. Oh, there he comes for the finish. What a great race from Julien Epaillard.
Well, there's a time to look at. 33.52, Julien Epaillard, usual suspects.
2 seconds.
They are exactly that. Wow. 33.52, the usual suspect to keep a good eye on when it comes to speed. Epaillard rips round this arena. He's already booked his place into Prague, which already gives a little indication for the rest, because whoever finishes, if they can get close to that, if that finishes up the winning ride, if they finish second, well, they would go through. But Epaillard looks imperious as he absolutely powers around this course. This horse does everything not to touch a fence. Yeah, Henrik says, oh heck,
yeah,
work cut out now.
The fact that he drifted a little bit to the Royal Palace, got in a big jump over that vertical, and then he could keep on galloping at the fitting distance on 8 strides to launching Global Champions Tour. So 8 and 8 in those long lines, that's the matter. It's 8 strides or second place, basically.
Winner last week with this horse, Van Gogh. We will see. Van Gogh du Marbre gagné for Frenchman Olivier Robert.
I can see her heart beating, actually.
Yeah.
How nervous.
Now Epaillard has set a racketing pace.
This feels tighter, Steve.
It feels fourish.
Yeah.
The turn that Epaillard got there and got the height. But it is going to be a touch of luck in there as well.
Absolutely.
Will be. You see, Epaillard was home on 33.52. It's still going to leave him a second or so back for him at 34.80. He gave it a very good effort from Olivier Robert, but not to be. And so his fellow Frenchman stays ahead. 2 on 4, 1 on a clear, 33.52.
Yeah, light, but just too hard. And 4. And Robert still, though he did the same striding, still was more than a second slower than Julien Epaillard.
Will Vermeer is in the mix here with the 11-year-old IQ Van Hedstenia. 4th to go of the 10 in the lineup. Now the question is, do you go chasing Julien Epaillard, or do you think, okay, well, I'll try and slot into second, still get the qualifying place? It's not a stupid move, but I think with the pace of what's coming, it's hard to judge what second place is going to be.
Vermeer is off.
They're all going to go for it though.
8, beautiful 8, very smooth. Good. Stays a little bit quieter. Can he make this turn tighter than Epaillard? No. 1 stride more.
Quieter all the way, playing for places. Pushes a bit more down there.
Found himself a little bit far off. Now he's on 4. And he couldn't catch the time either of Epaillard. 4 it is for Vermeer, 36.91. A good effort, but it is only 4th place at the moment. That's the slowest on 4. Epaillard the only on clear. He gave it a go.
Yeah.
But to give you an idea, 3.5 seconds the difference with Epaillard. You would think if you quickly analyze, if you copy the round of Epaillard, you've got the same time. Where do you need to get the advantage? I think in the turn back to Tenor, that was the only place where he drifted a little bit wide for his own feeling. I think. For the rest, I don't know where to find it.
Strong jumping combination so far this season. Lucia Lejeune Vizzini only in their second Longines Global Champions Tour. Came halfway through, gives us the fifth of the clears. There's Philippe Lejeune, partner watching l'Europeana Philippe Demuse. The thing is, Usual Suspect is so fast. I just don't think some of these have the pace that they've got to go for the clear.
No, because she has to ride those 8. She cannot come in on 7, so she has to keep the same tempo. But Epaillard could speed up for the 8 strides.
He's sitting on a racehorse.
Literally.
Yeah.
On a Formula 1 car. That's a good shot. The 33.52.
Yeah.
Again, a great effort and a great campaign here.
It'll put
Monaco.
her in second so far. It is going to be a solid one. It's 4 and a bit seconds off the lead with 38.05. And into second place with that solid clear, but that was a combination that just weren't going to have the same kind of gears that Epaillard had got.
But this is a horse to keep an eye on and to keep in mind, because how many rounds has he jumped on the global tour? Well, let's say 6, maybe 7. I think he had 1 down over all those rounds.
Happy enough with that. There's the clear. It would put her into the Super Grand Prix, depending on what happens with the rest. But there's a 5-second window there for anyone else to get into that gap. Christian Kuckuck of Germany, Limoncello NT. Julien Epaillard waits a little further.
First of 4 to go.
4 after this one, Kuckuck. This 12-year-old, he'll have had the advice of Ludger Beerbaum down on the floor. Striking horse. And this, if he could pull this off, would be the biggest win of his career so far.
This is not slow. This is not slow at all. And this is tight as well. Oh, that's 1 stride too many. If he makes the same tight turn, he's
he's gone a little he's gone wider. Epaillard has really pushed them to the edge. And the question is whether they want to go and jump on that train or not. And Kuckuck plays it sensibly, 37.10.
Nothing wrong with his ride, no, but he's 4 seconds slower.
4 seconds slower, but he will go into second place.
Remarkably.
Yeah. That's what I mean about playing for second spot now. There's 1 or 2 gone that way and gone, well, okay, I'm going to do my rounds. Chance your arm. I mean, if the others would have a fence down, suddenly Christian Kuckuck goes through to Prague.
Exactly. 3 on double clear, 3 on 4. Epaillard leading, 33.52. A Lewis Hamilton-like round here in Monte Carlo.
Julien Epaillard waits and waits and waits. Former winner 2014. It was a battle there with Rolf-Jure Bengtson as they squared off with each other. It's a few more in the mix this time. Basim Mohamed, the Qatar Equestrian Federation's Gunda. Now he's got to somehow get the tight turns in here and use this horse's stride.
Good shot, very good shot to Massimo Dutti. Oh,
gives himself space here.
Sensational time. Oh, what a great turn from Basim. Now needs to hold for the double, stretch over the back rail. That was the tightest rollback we've seen today already. Does it again here. Basim Hassan Mohamed pushing all the buttons he can find on Gunder. As fast as he can, 33.52. Basim is flying. Oh, he's going to catch it, Steve. It's going to be real close. Come on, Basim. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Is it enough? 33.12. Yes, he has. Basim Mohamed. I told you it was about using the tools in the box in all the different ways they could. Could that be the qualifier for the Super Grand Prix? Basim Mohamed, a previous winner here with Victoria, takes the turns, gives it the spin, and, well, puts him on top. 33.12, faster than Julien Epaillard.
Not normal.
It's all about how you use the engine.
Oh, Basim Hassan Mohamed with the horse.
That turn. early on
Yep.
from the Massimo Dutti back to the 10-0 vertical. He edged out here, got himself the space, and then got a run.
Give the start lists of the jump off to 10 people, now to 100 people with those 10 riders on it, and nobody will pick out Günther and Bassem. Nobody. But how he did that, how he pulled that off, that's a strong piece of riding right there. And he's got a painful knee. He could go faster with 2 good knees, actually.
He's got 3 left to go, though. That's the trouble.
Yeah.
Michael van der Vleuten of the Netherlands, Marta Ortega's 9-year-old Beauville Z. How far will he push this? I saw the winner, very good speed class previously. They have some pace. He went second in Madrid. Cuts tight on there.
Whoa.
Swings him
just
wider
as
than
good.
Bassem.
Pace is better. Pace is better. It's a 9-year-old he's on, Steve. Hasn't got the experience, but what he's pulling off here is once again true van der Vleuten magic. Because 32.12 is doable, and he's got to be faster than Bassem and then Epaillard.
Can he do it? Can he do it? Yes, he can. 33.06. Wow, the former Madrid winner pulls one out the bag. Well, that would be a good combination to have there in Prague. The winners of the Super Cup previously, but can go for the Grand Prix if Michael van der Vleuten is off and running. Dad's delighted with that one. Eric on the sidelines. They are biting into this. He could still be third yet, though.
Yeah, but it felt like Epaillard had put us all to sleep, had taken all the air out of this competition. And first Bassem, and now Michael just give us a new adrenaline shot with still 2 of the fastest men to come. What a jump off. I could not at all have expected this to happen. Monaco, always magical.
Well, 2 left. He punches the air. Has Superman done it yet? Michael van der Vleuten and the Ortega's Beauville Z. 2 very, very strong ones to finish off. Henrik von Eckermann, a former Estoril Grand Prix winner, twice Grand Prix winner already this season with this horse that is brilliant indoors as well. Remember, went very close to winning the World Cup finals in previous years. Tovex Mary Lou and Henrik for Sweden. How is he going to do this?
Below 33 seconds, that is the benchmark. And this is once again a brilliant round, just loses a little bit of the momentum. And now it has to be spot on perfect if he really wants to challenge Michael van der Vleuten. 33.06, and it feels like he drifts a little bit wider, but he has got a sprint in those 4 legs of Tovex Mary Lou. Sprinting down here, 33.06 for von Eckermann, who drifts a little bit wider to Longines, keeps up the pace and does feel like he's getting faster, and he's home and he's slower.
Gonna be good one, 34.14, but it's not enough. Would you believe he's going to go into 4th place there for Henrik von Eckermann, Tovex Mary Lou. Just second and a bit difference is the stride.
That says a lot about the competition, that he is a second slower than van der Vleuten. One of the fastest and best performing combinations of the moment is only 4th in this Grand Prix. But we have to say, roll back to tenor, a little bit slower, and he drifted to 12, and I think that did it for him. Oh, what a jump off.
So Michael van der Vleuten leads, Bassem Mohamed second, Julien Epaillard now third, 33.06 leading time. Last to go is the 2012 winner, Kevin Stowe de France, for Joy van Zorgvliet HDC. This 14-year-old, he has the credentials, a fast French rider to finish it off.
Like everybody. And this is wider, Steve, isn't it?
It is wider, but...
Oh, and it's gone.
It's gone.
Michael van der Vleuten and Beauville Z, owned by Marta Ortega, win the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix right here in Monte Carlo after finishing second in Madrid. It is finally the win that he has been aiming for all season after winning with the team down in Cannes with Madrid in motion. As Kevin Stout finishes on 8 in 34.02, that makes him a full second slower than van der Vleuten. But in the end, it is Michael van der Vleuten who wins ahead of Bassem Hassan Mohamed, who gave it not 100% but 110. And here, that's the moment that Van der Vleuten wins the Grand Prix. The Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix du Prix de Monaco, presented by Tenor, has got a Dutch winner. It is not Frank Schuttert, who won it last year in Valkenswaard, and their father and son, but it is this man, Michael van der Vleuten. Jos Lansing, they're all there. And everybody can live with having this man as a winner, Michael van der Vleuten.
The final standings, a brilliant performance from Michael van der Vleuten, so close between them, 33.06. Bassem Mohamed pulling something out of the bag that really possibly wasn't expected, to finish in second place with his Doha Grand Prix winner, and another top Doha finisher, Julien Epaillard. The quickest man on the circuit, gets round in 33.52, but maybe the draw going against him for an eventual third.
Let's have a look at the head-to-head. Right is Bassem, left is Michael. The start on par. Remember, it is 0.06 of a second the difference. This turn from Michael van der Vleuten was fantastic. A little bit of a head start. Look at how Michael drifts in that double. Here, great rollback from Bassem, who caught up with Michael once again. And Michael took over in that last line. Bassem recovered with the big stride on Gunder to the last vertical, and it's always in the turns that Michael did it, and he even got the fist bump synchronized.
And we go catch up with a delighted winner, Michael van der Vleuten.
It's incredible. It's a horse who really fights for me, and I spoke with my dad about it last week, if it was not too early to bring the horse here as a first horse, because I couldn't do every time the same horses because it was getting too much. And yeah, you see how it can go sometimes.
Well, it certainly went very well. For us watching that early turn from the Massimo Dutti fence back to the Tenor vertical, that looks as though where you might have made some big difference.
Yeah, I saw a few riders going on the screen, and they landed quite far on the Massimo Dutti oxer, and then they got 8 strides to the vertical after. And for my feeling, I could leave there 1 stride out, which worked out well. And I must say, after that, I had every time the nice forward distances, and the horse really worked with me.
Julien Epaillard set an amazing time. Then, of course, we had Bassem Mohamed. What did you make of those two, and then having a spin yourself?
Yeah, to be honest, when I saw Julien, yeah, I could bet on it that he should win. All the turns were short. He went full out everywhere. Was hard to leave any strides out. Okay, I was just faster, 0.06 of a second, but yeah, I gave everything today.
Absolutely gave everything. I know Marta Ortega and the team are going to be here watching that as well and delighted. But you now qualify for the Super Grand Prix as well in Prague. That's going to be a big lift for you too.
Yeah, I was a few times very close. In Madrid I ended up second. And that was really my goal, to be part of the, the riders who can take part of the Super Grand Prix. So yeah, now it's done. It's good.
It was snatched in Madrid, but it was given back to you in Monaco. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Peter de Vos stays at the top of the championship, but Ben Mayer starts to move up a little more again. Last year's champion is closing in on the Belgian at the top. Would it be a British-Belgian battle towards the end?
The winner for the Netherlands, Michael van der Vleuten.
Monte Carlo, as ever, brings its own star-like finish to the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. We head north now and up to the French capital, back over the border, in front of the Eiffel Tower, casting its shadow over there for the fabulous destination of Paris, the 11th stage of the Longines Global Champions Tour.